The first thing you're going to do to create a pattern is to start the pattern tile. So you want to do a custom size, right? So just want to make sure it's custom. So you want to do it so that it is 1 inch by 1 inch square, resolution 300, that color, everything. Okay, so we're going to start off with our little square. Okay, and then in order to make this a pattern, you go View, Pattern Preview. Okay, that's fine. So these are, so when you draw on here, it's going to make a pattern for you. So you can have some idea of what's going on. Okay, so you are going to think about what your shapes are going to be. It's depending upon your style, you know, all that kind of thing. So you're going to be making a repeating pattern. So you got to really lean on these shapes. So let's say I'm going to start off with the shape. I'm going to do the ellipse tool. I want the fill to be, let's say I pick my colors out and I want these colors, this color, go this color, and I want the stroke to be, let's make the stroke just regular black. Okay, I'm able to see it, so let's make the stroke like 10 pixels. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make my shape, right? And see how it's everywhere now? So I want this way smaller than that. Let's make this so it's like here, right? And if I go over here and if I move it, it's gonna move it everywhere, right? So that's how you gotta just create a pattern, doing different shapes if you want. You can do fancy shapes, you can do line art, whatever it is that you're gonna be doing for yours. You can draw little flowers, you can do it, whatever it is that you want to do. So let me just do one more shape just to kind of show you. And if you go outside it, it still does work again. So something like that. Just change this fill to that, right? And let's just do the stroke to a different color. We'll do the stroke this color, just to get a general idea. Okay. Okay. Right, so now they're everywhere. I made a copy by mistake. All right, so now they're everywhere. So that's how you're going to make the pattern. Okay, so you see it's a repeated pattern. I think that looks great. I love my repeated pattern. It works with everything that I want to do. So, right, so my next steps would be go to my layers, right? So these are all my different, these are all these. You do want to, it's always good practice to make all of these into convert to smart object. This whole thing will work better for you if you do that. So I just want to convert all of these. I'm right clicking and I'm converting to smart object. Okay. So there we have it. And then we're going to go up over here to see where it says patterns. I've actually made some patterns before myself. So we go over here and we press create new pattern. Right. So that's the pattern that it's right here. We're going to call this sample 3. I've been playing this Corbett. This is my third sample. Sample 3. I'm going to press OK, right? And now I have this pattern right here. So how do I use this pattern? Well, I'm going to go over to, say I have my card template here. This is my copy of my card template. Number 1, I can go over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to choose the front. Double click on that. And then I can go over here and get my rectangle elliptical tool and say I want the pattern to be right about here. Okay, so the fill is going to be over here on pattern, and here's the pattern that I made. So the pattern's in here, right? I can scale it. I can make it 50% if it looks cooler, right? So I can angle it if I want. I don't know why I would want to do that, but I could. So anything you want to do with that, 0. Right? So if I take this and then I save it, so file, save, and then I go back over to my template, there it is. There's my card front. Okay, so on top of this, I would like, that's my pattern, find my front. Right, then I'm going to get my text. I'm going to do a text layer, and I'm going to put the words on top, or I put it underneath. You could put more stuff on top of it. You can have it go on the entire back if you want. You can continue if you wanted to edit this, if you were in layers. right? You can take a rectangle and you can, the way that you edit something is you have to go back onto the tool. You have to be in the right layer and you have to be back in the tool. And then you can edit. That's true for your line tool. That's true for any tool that you use, right? You can just do a complete all over pattern like that. Okay, so we can save that. Control S, and then go back over here into card template, and there it is. So that would be the front of your card, and that's the back of your card, so when you fold it.